Stefan, what is your last name?
Dixon.
Dixon. Easy. And I'll have you introduce. All right. We are live at the Canada Connect 20. First of all, thank you for joining me. Intel presents.
In the southern Ontario, and already presented once in French, and we're presenting the same one on Friday in English. And basically technology to deepen relearning across the curriculum outside. In the era of technology, I think it's even more important for kids to get outside because, when the kids leave the school walls, often they don't even go out. Really help us with that. Especially today, technology is so mobile, and there's so many examples of technology you can take outside, use it to further the inquiry, and in many cases bring the stuff back inside and use technology inside the school to go even further, to communicate, to share, to document, and in order to be able to reuse it and so on, and so kids can make how-to videos and that kind of thing. So the stuff they learn outside, they can teach other kids, they can teach other schools, do partnerships between schools, partnerships between classes, partnerships with the community, and so on. So this is what we're talking about this week at Connect.
And so, again, I agree, it's so important in this day and age. Our students are sometimes, ourselves, are too absorbed in our technology. So
outside and teaching kids actually amazing was we're going to some of the wall, and all the teachers secondary school to build a kind of feeling of we do it together, we're going to use it properly, and by this way we can manage some behaviors because the kids are outside. And the most important in that is that all the member school must be trained, must be prepared. Principal, vice principal, the district school board, and after that the older teachers, the parents, the kids, and when everyone is involved, you're going to build a kind of mission. That means we can use technology, but we're going outside. So we're going to create a balance against anxiety, stress, and something like that. We can notice sometimes when people don't use technology properly. So we just want to create this kind of balance between technology and nature.
Now, you asked so for instance, during our workshops, we're doing some activities using technology outside. And we're going to talk about the participants are going to take their technology outside like kids would do in a school. And they're going to, for instance, one of the activities we'll do is we're going to go to the garden and to zoom in on something that's interesting. It could be a color, it could be a texture, it could be a pattern, something that to share it in social media, or that's one example. Another example will be, for example, they're going to do some transplanting, and they're going to be outside. They're going to sow seeds, or they're going to transplant plants. They're going to take care of plants, watch them grow, eventually harvest them, take care of them, water them, etc. Do seed collection in the wintertime. And a document to think of. And then these kids are going to become, so for instance, let's say one class you got someone who's really good at this with technology and so on, then that teacher with their kids, let's say they're a grade 4 class, they're going to be able to invite the grade 3 class, or the kindergarten class, or the grade 6 class outside, and those kids will teach the other kids using their technology. And so, and then the teachers, wow, and those are the types of les liens, the relationships that we want to create. The technology is going to allow us to do, because, tell me something I might remember it. But ask me to teach something, I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
Sure.
So kids can use technology to become mini teachers.
And there is something again. When you teach outside, you teach with the nature. But for example, even if junior kindergarten to grade 12, you can teach, for example, just to go in the community, to meet someone in a board, to meet someone in a park, to meet with different kind of person around the community, to involve the kids, maybe to have a kind of good influence. So that means you have the nature, but you can just use a lot of facilities you have around school to involve kids in their community. That make connection, and this connection can create a kind of good, how can I say, good orientation for the kids just to be involved into society.
And another great aspect about this is really this doesn't cost anything. And all schools also have technology. And so this way, the technology they have, they can make it go further. They'll realize, wow, there's so much we can do with our technology. Like that, it appeals to all. And with their technology, they're going to be able to use their technology. They're going to learn new ways of using it, because they're going to be curious and they're going to, I want to do that. How do I do that? I've never done that. And they're going to learn new ways of using their technology, which is fantastic. And it costs nothing. Technology. They already have their school grounds, and so it's a great way to really move forward.
Yeah, and I love the way you put that, and I love how it kind of combines so many different elements. And I think probably one of the key elements that we often forget in our nature.
That's right.
And about using things that are so readily available to us, but we kind of forget, and technology is the perfect use that, but use the technology to maybe kind of bring us back to kind of a peace and bring us back to a nature. And bringing the arts as well, because photography is really about art. Right?
Yes,
So,
Exactly. And you don't have only photography. You have films, you have videos, you can create some arts when you go outside. And for example, in doing a big experiment. Yeah. Way we are teaching with that. So it's a reality. It's not something we want to do in 3 years. It's something we just already start.
And using technology as well as not only as a tool for the students, but for instance, what's important about all, for instance, at Duchesne or at any other school, this is how I most often do it. I'll say, okay, we're going out these days. This day. At my school, I use OneNote. So I create a OneNote document that I share with the whole staff. And the whole schedule is there over a whole month, and the teachers can then, I say, look, I'm going to go out with your kids, you and your kids and parents, and maybe we'll put 2 classes together. Here's a schedule, you choose, and they all add to this document, change it, whatever. The English word is, they all decide when they're going to go out, or someone else. They decide. They decide when it's best for them, when they're most comfortable, when they feel ready. And they all have access. And they see also, because it's a shared document, some of the teachers will be super fast to get to put their days in because they're really gung-ho about it. And then the other teachers will see that and say, okay, well, this is really, that participation, it's almost magic. They say, oh, wow, look, they're on there. Oh, they're on. Oh, hey, I got to get on there. You know what I mean? It's a way of motivating people. So once again, we don't only use technology to teach the kids, but we use technology to teach our teachers and to get everybody involved and to teach the community. So it's really magic. It's really great.
It's great. So tell me again when your session is, so people seeing this can go see it.
Yeah, it's our second session is on Friday at 9:30. And
we will be in ballroom
A. Yeah, 9:30, right. And so I'm gonna make sure today Eleanor is. Yeah. Sorry, what did I say?
This Friday.
Yeah, this Friday. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by, and you're doing great work. I'm really following you and seeing the progress, because I think what you're doing is really important.
Thank you, Andrew.